What's up, guys? Today we're going over some linear equation stuff. More specifically, we're going to go over point-slope form. Let me make sure my pen here is working. Yeah, we're going to go over point-slope form, slope-intercept form, and some graphing. I know you're all excited, so let's do it. So, more specifically, guys, I'm going to give you a point, right? I'll give you x1 comma y1. And I'll give you an m, right? And I'll say, give me an equation for a line that passes through this point. Okay? Okay, so if that's what you want to see, you're in the right location. You're watching the right video. So let's get started, everybody. Now, step one, you need to know the equation by heart for point-slope form. So in case you don't know it, here it is. It's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay? So to get us warmed up, a very, very common test question is, given this point and this slope, write an equation in point-slope form. So here we go. Let me give you one. Let's say write an equation in point-slope form for a line that passes the point 1, 2 with slope 3. Okay? So all you do is you plug in your information. Okay? So you guys know that this stands for x and this is for y. But in point-slope form, when we're dealing with points, we label this x1 and this y1. Okay? So now let's plug it in. Y minus y1. What is y1 for this problem? It is 2. That is correct. M. The m is the slope. Slope is how steep something is, rise over run, etc. Slope for this problem is 3. And then x1 is 1. So that would be the final answer. If the question said, write this in point-slope form, you're given a point, 1, 2, you're given a slope of 3, and all you need to know is the formula so you can plug it in. Okay? Now, the next part of this little video is writing an equation in slope-intercept form and then graphing. Okay? So, let's just use this example. If I told you to write this equation in slope-intercept form, hopefully you know the equation looks something like this. Y equals mx plus b. Now, if you take a look at both of these equations, they look very similar. But the only difference is you need to get y by itself. And you need to distribute the 3. So 3 times x and 3 times minus 1. So, let's do that. So what is 3 times x? Well, that's 3x. What is 3 times negative 1? Well, that's negative 3. Now, if you want it to be slope-intercept form, y needs to be by itself. In other words, you got to add 2 to both sides. Okay? So we get y equals 3x minus 3 plus 2. And if you simplify, that's y equals 3x minus 1. That's it right there, guys. That's it. So this guy up here, this is point-slope form, and this is slope-intercept form. So the last part of the problem would be graph it, okay? So let's graph it real quick. Let's go to the next page. We have y equals 3x minus 1. Y equals 3x, y equals 3x minus 1. So let's graph it real quick. I'm going to draw my little graph, my little line across like that, my little line across like that, and I'll use a pen to graph. Okay, so this negative 1, that is called your y-intercept. Y-intercept. Now what that means is that is where your line crosses the y-axis. Okay? So all you do is you go down to where it's y equals negative 1, and that's your first coordinate. Now this 3 right here, as you know from the formula, that is your slope. Which means you go up 3 blocks and over 1. So you go up 3 over 1. Okay? So up 1, up 2, up 3, over 1. Up 1, up 2, up 3, over 1. And you just connect the dots. Huzzah! Now, if that doesn't make much sense to you, you could do it the slower but sure method. So for the slow way, you just plug in numbers. So let's say x equals 0. Then what does y equal? Okay, so plug it in. 3 times 0 is 0. You're left with -1. Hey, take a look. This coordinate 0, -1. This is this. See? So if you know the slope and you know how to interpret graphs, you don't need to do the slow method. But if you're more comfortable with it, yeah, go ahead. Okay, so let's plug in x equals 1. If x equals 1, 3 times 1 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. So we should have 1, 2. Let's take a look. Oh, what do you know? This right here is this coordinate. X equals 1, y equals 2. So you get the idea, guys. You have different options for graphing linear equations. So usually the problem starts with they give you a point and they give you the slope, and the question will say, write this equation in slope-intercept form and then graph. So I want you guys to try it, okay? So here we go. Go ahead and pause the video after I write this problem. Here we go. Write this equation in point-slope form. So I want you to do 3 things, okay? Point-slope form, slope-intercept form, slope-intercept form, and then graph. Okay? So, step 1, step 2, step 3. For the point 0, 2, and m equals 2. Alright, go ahead and pause the video and give that a try. Yeah, hopefully you figured it out. Alright, let's do it real quick. So, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So what's y1 right here? y1 is 2, right? And m is also 2, and x is 0. So that's step number 1 right there. Done. Step number 2, you distribute the 2. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 0 is 0. And move this 2 over, right? So you should get y equals 2x plus 2. That's step number 2. Hopefully you got the same answer. Now, step number 3, graph. I apologize for my not super straight line right there. Okay, alright guys, here we go. Now, let's graph it. So what is our y-intercept for this equation? Yeah, it's 2. So you know your first coordinate is going to be right here, 2. And what is our slope? Our slope is also 2. So it means it goes up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. If it goes up 2 over 1, that means it also goes down 2 over 1. Ding, ding, ding. There you go. And if you want to double check your answer, you can do it the long, boring way. So if we plug in x equals -1, plug that in the equation. -1 times 2 is -2. -2 plus 2 is 0. So -1, 0. Hey, what do you know? It's right there. So you guys get the idea. You can plug in the points if you want to double check that your answer is correct. Alright guys, I hope that helped. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. We will be offering many different types of videos on this channel, but mainly we're going to start off with Algebra 1. Anyway guys, please keep an eye out for our announcements. And I hope you guys all have a great day. Good luck studying, everybody. Goodbye.